My name is Nicola Twing. You may know me for currents that danced through my coils, for visions of wireless power and speaking machines. But what I truly sought, what drove me beyond the bounds of electricity, was understanding the nature of life and death and the invisible forces that bind us all. Tonight, I share with you reflections that were never published, perhaps because they seemed too strange, too intimate, or too contrary to the world as we knew it. I believe that everything is energy, not just the light we see or the heat we feel, but the breath that animates living things, the spark that ignites thought, the resonance that shapes memory. Energy is the universal currency, never created, never destroyed, merely transforming from one form to another. And if we too are energy, comprised of waves, frequencies, resonance, then death cannot truly be the end. It is not cessation, but transformation. When I held a glowing arc between my coils, I felt the pulse of creation. That sight led me to a profound realization. The universe itself is alive, not in a biological sense, but as a living theater of forces, conscious only in that it arises through self-organizing laws. We, in our small bodies, are nodes in that grand network. We are both actors and witnesses, experimenters and instruments, channels through which the cosmos experiences itself. In my later years, as my ambitions for wireless towers and global energy faded, I grew more fascinated by the spark behind the spark. I asked, where does consciousness reside? Is it only within the brain, or does it extend beyond, woven into the fabric of space and time? My experiments taught me that water, air, and even the earth itself retain memory, electrical, magnetic, vibrational patterns that persist. Why then do we believe that the mind dissolves at death? My answer: it does not. The body dies. The form changes. But the energy of thought, the imprint of existence, returns to the universal reservoir. We are, at our core, waves in an ocean too vast to grasp. We resonate, we disappear, and then rejoin the whole. We are not isolated blips. We are movements within the grand play. People have long invoked the word God to name that mystery. I, too, used it. In my early days, I spoke of the universal mind, not a judge in the sky, but the organizing principle that underlies every particle interaction, every star's ignition, every cell's function. That mind, which some call ether, others call spirit, was for me a presence that ebbed and flowed in clandestine patterns. I felt it when my inventions sparked to life, when I surveyed lightning dancing across the Colorado plains, when I listened to the hum of my own heartbeat. When I speak of life after death, I speak of participation in that cosmic consciousness. The spark within us does not vanish. It echoes. The memory of a person is like a frequency that lingers in the electromagnetic field of the universe. I have felt this in moments of solitude, hearing a long dead friend in a breeze, or feeling the touch of someone gone in the heart's quiet chamber. These are not hallucinations. They are resonance. The grave is a door, not a wall. We might drift into silence as bodies decay, but as energies disperse, we move into the larger silence of space. the stillness of universal cycles. What we perceive as death is simply a temporary fold in a much vaster motion. We may reemerge, perhaps in new forms, perhaps as voices in the wind, perhaps within other seekers who will rediscover the spark we once ignited. I often say that invention is the mother of necessity, but I would add, imagination is the mother of invention and of transcendence. To imagine life after death is not to escape science, it is to expand it. We limit ourselves when we place boundaries on what energy or consciousness can do. Those boundaries were invented, not discovered. Some may fear this idea. Fear what if there is judgment? Fear what if there is oblivion? To them, I say, trust the current. Current does not race toward chaos. It follows the path laid by the laws of nature. Those laws are harmonious. They are not cruel. They hold us kindly, firmly, patiently, until we are ready to cross the threshold into whatever comes next. Even physical light behaves in ways we cannot predict. It bends, it tunnels, it disappears and reappears. And it does so according to rules we're only beginning to decode. So too, consciousness may travel in ways unseen. It may reconfigure. It may collide with the living and rekindle them. It may simply drift into oblivion. We do not know. But what I know is this: it is not arbitrary. Before my death, I wrote of wireless beams, of towers reaching skyward, of a network that could share power across the globe. Now, as I reflect, I say, we must build networks of consciousness, of compassion, of remembrance, so that our living energy may find pathways that transcend our mortal forms. That network may be invisible, but its effects are real. Love, in this view, is the highest frequency. It is the most ordered, the most resonant. When we love, truly, we form a bond that energy cannot break. No death can sever it, not distance, not time, not matter. It is stronger than any current I ever harnessed. So I ask you, when your body ceases, what remains? Not ashes, but stories, vibrations, echoes. You continue in the ripple you left in the field. You continue in the awakened hearts of those you touched. You continue in the silent doors you opened to others.